Hi, my name is Meredith Fay. I'm a professional coach, and if you've landed on this video, it is likely because you have scheduled an introductory call to explore coaching together. So thank you for taking the time to watch this. In this video, I'm going to roll through several really important concepts just to orient you to my coaching approach and coaching in general, to really help expedite our conversation live and to really help you understand what coaching is, what coaching isn't, and if this might be a good fit for you. I'll also cover some basics about coaching program structure should you decide that you would like to move forward working together in a more formal coaching arrangement. If somehow you landed on this video and you have not yet booked an intro call, there's a link below and an opportunity to do so at the end of this, if it piques your curiosity. All right, let's get started. I'll share my screen here. All right. So my core niche and focus as a coach is helping anxious achievers find clarity, confidence, and calm. So what does that mean? So my coaching is a great fit for folks who are really, really smart, they're resourceful, they're driven, highly self-motivated, and they're really committed to continuous growth and learning. This is my sweet spot. This is the only type of client that I work with. Now, what can also come along for the ride with that are some more challenging traits. We might be relentlessly self-critical, have a tendency to really absorb the emotions of everyone going on around you at all times, even when you don't want to. You may struggle with boundary setting, or be filled with tension and guilt if you try to slow down, relax, and recharge. And you might have a tendency to show up as the fixer for everyone else in your life. So if that's sounding like you, you're in the right place. Now, as you probably are beginning to sense, if you've been on this path for a while, these traits are powerful in many ways, and also they have some downsides, right? They do really contribute to and set us up for premature burnout, which means that ultimately the great tragedy here is that your incredible gifts, your impact, really the values and the presence that you are here to bring into the world are not going to be fully realized. A secondary result of that is that, especially when this fixer tendency is at play, we're really not setting the people around us up to be optimally successful and for their own growth. And at the end of the day, this is just a really exhausting way to live. So I care deeply about this set of problems, this client population, because I've been down this path myself. So I really, really get it firsthand at a visceral level. So again, I only work with this population of stressed out high achievers where, perhaps the coping mechanisms that have led them to succeed, maybe to sort of mid-career, are suddenly breaking down as the pressures of career and life begin to add up, and we need some new strategies to move forward more effectively. So here's the good news. It is absolutely possible to shift out of some of those less ideal old patterns and instead move into a life where you are thriving, where you feel balanced, where your commitments are happening at a sustainable pace. You're not burning yourself out. And that's coming from a place of self-compassion where you are setting boundaries. You are practicing regular rest and recuperation without that tense, nervous, anxious feeling that sometimes we might get when we slow down. And ultimately be able to actually savor, be present for, and enjoy the fruits of all of your amazing labor. A little bit about me and my coaching. So I am certified by both the ICF and the National Board of Health and Wellness Coaches. And I have a business and management consulting and tech background. My primary academic education was in cognitive psychology, and I've trained at some of the top coaching schools in the world after that. I also do contract coaching for BetterUp, and have over 500 hours, well, much more than that by now, of client practicum doing this. So this is what I live and breathe, eat and sleep, and I'm deeply passionate about helping folks on this journey. Um, A foundational principle of my coaching approach is that thoughts create emotions. Those emotions then go on to create our behavior, and our behavior is what goes on to create our outcomes in our lives. So those are some of the different layers that we target in coaching. What's going on for you cognitively? What is that thought process? What emotions are coming up around that? And the earlier we can catch those things upstream, then we have the opportunity to redirect behavior, build new patterns, build new habits. And those are the things that sustained over time with structure and practice and accountability will lead to better outcomes. Going sort of a layer deeper into my approach, because of my really diverse educational and business experience, I'm uniquely positioned to be able to support clients at really every level of their lives in a really holistic way. So we can talk about where it's relevant, physical stressors, how that's manifesting. I have a background in nutrition as well. Not everybody wants to spend time here, but it's nice that we are able to dig into that area as well, thinking about biochemical processes that are going on for you, how that impacts cognition along the way. That, as I just alluded, feeds into the mental layer. So what are the stories you're telling yourself? What are the old beliefs that are maybe not serving you so well anymore? And how can we turn that around and build instead new beliefs that are going to be more conducive to what you're trying to achieve in your life now? The emotional piece of this has a lot to do with mindfulness, learning to navigate the flow of emotions, not be afraid of or ignoring or repressing emotions, because they're a really important source of data. So how can we befriend those and learn to be wiser interpreters of that information? There's a social component as well, interpersonal, right? Looking at ways that you can deflect some of the drama, reduce the emotional sponge tendencies, and instead really build yourself up with a community and a network of supporters around you who are, sharing your values, who are supporting your dreams and your vision, because that goes a long way. And last but not least, there's can be a spiritual component to this too, by which I'm referring to a sense of purpose, meaning, and impact in the world, being part of a bigger picture. And that's really important to align everything we've talked about with that vision of what do you want to do in the world? What do you want to do in your life so that everything feels like it's aligned and it's humming along and working in the same direction. Now, a quick note on what coaching is and isn't in case you're not familiar with a professional coaching context. So my coaching approach is not about job search strategies or job placement, right? And we're not doing detailed resume editing or, interview preparation, although there can be, pieces of storytelling, building your confidence that may serve that ultimate goal. But I'm not a career advisor. This is also not management training. It's not consulting where I'm coming in and solving the problems for you. It's not a generic course curriculum that's, prefab and one size fits all. I'm also not telling you what to do. I may have thoughts and opinions on that, but my job, first and foremost, is actually to hold those back, because what's more important is drawing out your thoughts, your opinions, your insights in this process. And it's also different from therapy. In both modalities, it's a lot of safe space to explore thoughts and feelings and relationships, but we're not doing in-depth trauma reprocessing, for example. So with that out of the way, what actually is coaching? Well, we do a lot of work clarifying your vision, aligning that with your values. And the goal of all of that is to really accelerate your progress towards your goals. So we do that through creating a space in the coaching container for structured, regular introspection for you. A lot of us just don't have the time or energy to do that on our own, unfortunately. I, as a coach, am there as a mirror for your thought process. I'm there to help provide accountability to whatever degree feels right for you, to help you draw out your own ideas through open-ended questions, genuine curiosity, active listening, helping you identify patterns that maybe you haven't noticed in yourself, but could be helpful to change or tweak or just become more aware of. All of this is an attempt to help shore up and build and really build your confidence in your own resourcefulness, which you already have, and help open up new, fresh ideas for you and new approaches. And all of this is about radical self-ownership, right? I can't come in, no one else can come in and change your life. That's amazingly and beautifully up to you. So this is about helping build you up so that you are really able to actively be a positive change agent in your own life within the realm of what you can actually control. So this program is unique because it is specifically designed for high performers. This is really for folks who are already type A, hard driving. You're not needing a ton of hand holding about like daily tactical execution or prioritization of your life or work. Perhaps there's even in excess of that, we might need to find a little bit of moderation there for you. Um, there is no need to totally upend your life with this coaching program. We're not asking you to sell all your belongings, climb Mount Everest, go live on an ashram. This can fit very smoothly and seamlessly into your existing life and commitments. There's also not an enormous amount of studying or homework. There are certainly small action items that you will plan for yourself at the end of each individual coaching session to make sure that you're getting progress and momentum, but you're not going to be spending, 10 hours a week cramming or hitting the books or in additional seminars or anything like that. This is completely custom to you. So this isn't, like I mentioned before, a generic curriculum, one size fits all. At every moment, we're tailoring and calibrating to exactly what is going to be most valuable for you right then. You'll have clear goals and an action plan for each individual session. So there's a lot of structure around this. And you get a dedicated personal challenger and champion. That's me. So it's not, a faceless on-demand curriculum type situation. We're building a real relationship in this process, and you're getting lots of validation and cheerleading from me along the way. Here's how that program actually works, structurally speaking. So I always recommend folks starting off with a 6-month commitment. Within that, there's 2 sessions per month, so that works out to a package of 12 sessions. Each one of those sessions is 50 minutes long, 50, and it happens virtually over Zoom. You begin by mapping out your macro goals for the engagement overall. So at the end of 6 months, where do you want to be? Halfway through that 6 months, we'll do a more formal midpoint check-in to make sure that you're getting what you wanted to. It's an opportunity for some additional self-reflection and any recalibration that we may need to do. Within each individual session during that time, you're coming into the session with a micro goal of what you want to achieve. And at the end, you're going out with an action plan of what you want to go and actually do when the rubber meets the road to drive that goal forward. And then in the following session, we have accountability around how that went, and tweak and adapt your plan as needed. Administratively, you also get access to a self-service client portal. That's where you schedule your sessions, you can track goals, exchange messages with me, and so on. And if you're curious about pricing, this changes more often than I record these videos, so please visit my website at meredith-fay.com to see what the current pricing options are. There's a lot of text on here, but just wanted to share some client results, really amazing outcomes that clients are seeing as a result of dedicating and investing in this work together. If you want to read this in a little bit more detail, you're welcome to pause the video here. If you take nothing else away from this, my hope is that you begin to see and believe that it is possible. Other high achievers have broken free of some of these really challenging old patterns and habits that are sapping their energy and their confidence. And that means it's possible for you too. So if you have not already booked your complimentary intro call, please do so if this feels like a fit for you. The link is here as well as at the bottom of the video. And if you would like to just get some more free resources, every week I send out an email with stories, tips, ideas, and the link to join that is here and below as well. Thanks so much. Look forward to talking with you.